What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. How's it going? My name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent digital marketing strategist, and on today's video, I wanted to go over a framework for how to think about your video marketing strategy, which I think basically should be your entire content marketing strategy. And as we go into the new year, what is a framework you can use to easily and quickly create high quality videos that are going to stand out from the competition for as little effort as possible? I think it'll be super helpful if you're a business owner or a marketer working for a company that is looking to create video content, but for whatever reason just can never seem to find the time or the energy or really just consistently commit to creating video content to promote your business and reach its ideal audience online. If any of that sounds interesting for you, definitely stick around for the full video. But before we get into all that, definitely subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And then also, if you do like this video, feel free to like it. And if you know of anyone in your network that could benefit from it, definitely feel free to shoot them the link, because it's that kind of word of mouth marketing and recommendations that are really going to help the channel grow in the long run. All right, so let's just get right into it, starting with why you need to be producing content in the first place. Because before you can really commit to a video marketing strategy, you first need to understand why content is so important to your business. And I've done previous videos talking about this, so I don't want to get too into the weeds, but basically producing content, whether we're talking about videos is the primary focus in today's video, or maybe even like a podcast, which I think would be the next best alternative. Content is just what my good colleague Taji and Tazia would say is just table stakes for getting found online today. Meaning that if your business wants to reach people where they're already at, social media, YouTube, etc., you need to be a player on that platform essentially. So you need to be producing content just to get found online, because when we think about marketing taking a big step back, basically the entire goal of marketing, taking away all the different strategies and all the different tactics we could potentially go down here, long story short, the goal of marketing is to get people to know you, to get people to like you, and then to get them to trust you. And if you can do those three things, then if they're in the market and they're actually willing to buy your product or service, then as long as you can beat out the competition, then you should be able to close the sale. So that's why you need to be producing content, to get people to know and trust either you or the company that you're working for. All right, so say you are committed to producing content to promote your business online, then you basically need to decide on one of three mediums. There is video content such as this, where you'll probably almost certainly be publishing it directly to YouTube. There is a podcast, which could be both a video and audio medium. And then finally, there is the written word, or just a simple blog. Now, I actually have experience pursuing all three strategies, and I gotta say, based on my personal experience as well as just what I know about marketing and other businesses and how they're finding success, video content is by far the most effective for businesses looking to get found online and for businesses looking to generate leads from the views that they are getting online. So I am very biased in this category. I firmly believe that video is the most effective form of content marketing you could possibly be doing. I think that becomes down to four main reasons, which I'll go over very quickly. Number one, it's authentic. You can watch 10 of my videos or 10 of someone else's videos, and you would start to get a pretty solid idea of what it's actually like to, talk to me or hang out with me or actually have a real relationship, which is just something that really does not come across anywhere near the same way just listening to someone's podcast and not knowing necessarily what they look like, or reading their blog and having no idea anything about them. Secondly, video content is just far more engaging than the other formats of audio or the written word. I believe that at the moment, the latest statistic is that the average YouTube session is like 45 minutes, which is just insane. I think the average podcast session is like 20 something minutes. And then I don't even know what the actual time spent reading an article is, but I can guarantee you it's probably not very long, knowing the state of people's attention spans at the moment. There's just something in the human brain, and this has been borne out by a lot of research and studies, that video is just by far, for whatever reason, the most engaging and stimulating to our minds. And so I think if you're going to be spending time producing content, planning content, editing content, etc., then you definitely want to spend your time in the medium that's going to just naturally be most engaged by people. Now, another key point to why you should be pursuing YouTube, especially if you're a small business owner or working for a company, and the goal of the content is actually to generate leads and grow the business, YouTube is going to be the best for sales in the long term. Because one, it's what's going to be able to get your content in front of the most people. But two, just the nature of video, people can, one, just really feel like they know you. Going back to the marketing example I go back to a lot too is they got to know you, they got to like you, and they got to trust you before they do business with you. And if we rate how the content is going to help you across those three metrics, then there's no doubt that video is going to be the best one there. And then finally, last but certainly not least, the repurposability of YouTube videos is immense. So what I mean by this is that, for example, this video is a full-length 15-minute or so video, but from this one long-form piece of content, I can then take out clips anywhere between 30 seconds to maybe even 2 or 3 minutes, and then post that on LinkedIn, which I've been doing as often as I can. So say at the start of the week, I produce one 15-minute YouTube video, then let's say each clip is 3 minutes or so of each main topic I'm talking about in that video. That can then become 5 social media clips. And then all of a sudden, just by spending an hour or so at the start of the week, I now have one full-length YouTube video that's on my channel. And then I've also got 5 separate LinkedIn posts that I can post for the rest of the week. Not to say that you can't repurpose blogs or podcasts, but videos are just so much easier. And especially if you're using a tool like Descript, which I made a whole video about, making clips and using video to fuel an entire social media marketing strategy is super easy with video. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting a lot of value out of it, number one, like I said, definitely subscribe. But 2, definitely feel free to book a strategy call with me if there's anything you want to talk about regarding your company's branding, website, or online marketing strategy. Happy to take the time to learn about your business, learn about your sales and marketing goals, and help you outline a plan to ultimately get you there. Link in the description if you want to book time with me. I am just so bullish on video content. Just the fact of the matter is, with the rise of all these different AI tools like ChatGPT and things of that nature, one, I think blogs are going to get completely commoditized, where basically, even if you're a good writer, it's going to be very hard to compete with tools like ChatGPT. My line to clients at the moment is, unless you're the next Ernest Hemingway, there's really no point in time in focusing on a blog, because quite frankly, as a consumer, and there was a recent study that showed that it's something like 95% of all written content online by the year like 2025 is going to be AI generated, which is just crazy. But regardless, if I were a consumer today, I don't know how much I would put stock in any of this written content online going forward, because I would just assume it's probably AI generated or significantly AI generated. Even if you're going to be producing blog articles from scratch, like which I was doing back when I was living in New Jersey, I would commute into New York City, my first job out of college, and on that hour or an hour and a half still commute, I would be writing articles on my iPad and then publishing them. I published something like 50 blog articles, so I totally get it. I totally know what the grind looks like. And all I would say is I just think it's going to get completely commoditized with AI. And even if you're not taking that route, even if you're just using AI to plan out your topics and whatnot, I just think the entire blog content sphere online is just going to get flooded with very mediocre content that's just going to ruin it for everyone, unless you are like that top 1% of writers that already has a solid following. In the age of AI, I would say blogging is going to die, quite frankly. That's just my prediction. I could be 100% wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. But I just bring it up because I think so many people that I talk to, whether it's prospective clients or other business owners at networking events, a lot of people still seem to be under the impression that blogging is a viable content strategy, but I think it's basically on its last legs as of this moment. And so to conclude this thought, I think with the saturation of article content that we're going to see online, I think that people, more than they already are, going to want to be seeking authentic human connection. And the only way to do that online is with video. And so that is really just another reason why I would really recommend, as technology advances and as things get crazier and crazier with this AI stuff, video and just human-to-human connection, as much as can be done through a screen, is going to be the solution to that problem. But to conclude this video, I wanted to give you a YouTube production strategy that is going to make it as easy and as time effective as possible for you to consistently produce content, because I'm sure if you're watching this video right now and you're agreeing with everything I've set up until this point, you're like, yeah, it all sounds great. I totally get the benefits behind it, but quite frankly, when am I going to find the time to do this? Because if you're an entrepreneur, you've got a million things to do. I don't need to tell you all about that. I know it myself. And then if you're an in-house marketing director or just a higher level marketing employee, maybe you don't even want to be producing these videos necessarily. One of Gary Vee's sayings that I love a lot is document, don't create. So if you're a busy entrepreneur or a busy marketer, you don't know when you're going to have time to do this. I think the best way to stand out and be able to produce content consistently, this is something I'm telling all my clients now as well, is just to simply document your day. So if I were just to use myself for this example here, this video, I had to sit down, I had to plan it out. Now I have to record it, film it, schedule it into my day. Later on, I'm going to have to edit it and all that type of stuff. But there's also a lot of different things I'm doing for my clients that would be very easy to just document and talk about why we're doing it, and then tie it into a larger context of a marketing strategy. So for example, I've been meaning to do a networking video on this channel for a while, just talking about how I think networking is such a great way to meet other prospective business owners and potential partners for your business, and just talking about how the in-person connection is just so critical in sales and how networking allows you to instantly insert yourself into that type of a situation. And the video had been on my to-do list forever, but then one morning I woke up and I saw I had a networking event on my calendar for that morning, and I figured, why don't I just vlog the entire thing outside the networking event? It was at a local coffee shop here in Boulder. I'm just filming my thoughts 2 or 3 minutes why I'm going there. Then take some B-roll footage of the networking event. And then at the end, just recap it and say how it went. And then talk about why I'm going to keep going to these, basically. So that's an example of how you can look at something that's already on your schedule, and instead of needing to carve out more time to create all this content, you can just document it as you're doing it. And that's what's going to allow yourself to automatically differentiate against all the competition on YouTube, because your life and the work you're doing for your clients or whatever's going on in your business is unique. And so that is the uniqueness you can leverage to ultimately just have a different YouTube marketing strategy, because there's so many people at the end of the day of like fancy offices, like backdrops or whatever, and they're all just talking into a camera. But I think, documentary style, low production quality, if anything, could be a benefit. Everyone's got an amazing iPhone or Android camera in their pocket these days where they can just take out a video and have pretty solid production quality right off the bat. Hopefully that was just helpful if you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking about it to yourself, how am I going to produce this video content? I think the document, don't create strategy as first pioneered by Gary Vee is the way to go. All right, so that's the video. Hope you found it helpful. Hope this inspired you perhaps to start producing video content, or if you've been already producing video content, hopefully you got some ideas for how to improve the process and refine it going forward, all that type of stuff. If you have any questions about using YouTube, listen, I'm still obviously trying to figure a lot of this stuff out as we go along, but if you've got any comments, questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. And if you are a company who's looking to bring on an independent marketing consultant such as myself, you're talking about branding, you're talking about what updates can we make to the website, what content can we produce, what online marketing strategies can we look to implement to get people onto the website and start generating leads, then definitely feel free to book a free strategy call with me. Again, link in the description. You can book time directly on my calendar, but I will take the time to learn about your company, learn about its competition, and then based on the marketing and sales objectives you tell me you're trying to reach, I will provide you with an action-oriented game plan to ultimately achieve those and list out basically what steps and in what order I would take if I were you. So I think it'd be a really great use of your time. It's 30 minutes, it's casual, it's friendly, it's a chill conversation, and link again in the description if you want to book that. Until then, subscribe to my channel so you keep getting videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.